I'm Dr. Nate Akpich, and in this 4-in-4 video, I'll be summarizing findings from my 2021 study, Ties That Bond and Bridge, Exploring Social Capital Among College Students with Foster Care Histories using a novel social network instrument. So this study is all about social capital, which are the relationships that students have with other people and what those relationships can offer in terms of helping them succeed in college. And this support can come in all different shapes and sizes. So a lot of the studies for this population focus on negative things, on obstacles they encounter. This study really is focusing on something that's positive, a source of resilience, right? The relationships they have. And this is important because relationships are changeable, right? These are things, relationships can be built and formed. So this study really has 3 aims. First is to pilot FC Connects, which was a brand new social network instrument that was designed specifically for college students with foster care backgrounds. Second was to learn about students' social support networks and social characteristics, particularly students who were in the first year of college and who have backgrounds in foster care. And then third was to see if students who are higher or lower in avoidant attachment had differed in terms of their social support and social network characteristics. So the sample for this study included 26 students who completed an online survey about 2 months into their first year of college. All the students were enrolled in a program that specifically served students with foster care backgrounds. So the online survey collected information about a wide range of topics, especially about students' social networks and social support. We collected information about 3 types of bonding capital. Who do students turn to for emotional support, for personal advice, for tangible support, and then also about bridging capital. So who do students turn to for college advice and academic support? Students were able to name specific people, and then we asked a whole bunch of questions about those nominees. So we first described the characteristics of students' social networks. Then we compared students' social networks and social support by their level of avoidant attachment. We expected that students who are higher in avoidant attachment, so these are students that tend to be more self-reliant, less open to relationships, we expected them to have lower social support. And then finally, we did a whole network analysis, which looked at the connections among the students, these 26 students in the first year cohort, to see how connected they are to each other. Main findings, an average students named about 8.5 people as supports. There's a lot of people named for emotional support, fewer people named for academic support. Most nominees, about 62%, provided 2 or more types of support. So this is called multiplexity. About 41% of nominees were families, foster parents, or friends. However, about 1 in 3 of the nominees were people who were affiliated with the program that students were attending. So program staff really were key sources of support, especially college advice and academic support. We didn't find many statistically significant differences in social support characteristics by where students were at in terms of their avoidant attachment level. However, there were a couple differences. For example, students higher in avoidant attachment were less likely to say that they had enough people to turn to for emotional support. In the whole network analysis, we found that about 1 in 3 students were isolates, meaning they didn't nominate any of their cohort peers as supports, and they were also not nominated by their peers as supports. However, there were a few students who were very well connected to the cohort peers, so really were the glue of the cohort. So some implications, overall students had less bridging capital than bonding capital, and we really need to ensure that all students with care histories are connected to people who can provide this bridging capital, because this is going to help make or break their chances of succeeding in college. We saw that program staff were really important for both bonding capital, but also bridging capital. Students felt close to the staff, but staff also provided really instrumental information. And in fact, if we remove these people who are part of the program, the amount of bridging capital will be cut in half. So it's important that program staff have professionals who are proactive and persistent with relationship building and who are knowledgeable about the unique needs of students with care histories. Also, if we're able to identify well-connected cohort members early on, they can be drawn on to help shape the cohort culture, to build community, and also to draw in those isolated students. So if you're interested in getting a 1-page summary of this article, or you'd like to request a free copy of the full article, check out my website, nateakpich.com. You can also see other 4-in-4 videos.